How many more games Harry Kane needs to play to become the Premier League's all-time top scorer? Harry Kane is one of the Premier League's most prolific goalscorers. The Tottenham man has tormented every defence he has faced in the division, with Brentford currently standing as the only Premier League team Kane has faced and not scored against. On March 7, the Englishman netted a brace in Tottenham's 5-0 win over Everton, goals that saw him match and then surpass Arsenal legend Thierry Henry in the Premier League's all-time top goalscorer charts. Kane then netted once versus Manchester United on March 12, a goal that drew him level with Frank Lampard on the PL all-time top goalscorer list. The 28-year-old has now only scored fewer goals than 4 players in the history of the Premier League. And with Kane still, you would assume, having at least another 4 years at the top of his game, could he be the man to break Alan Shearer's infamous record? 101 have taken a look at how likely Kane is to catch the 4 players above him, as well as taking a look back at his previous 177 Premier League goals, all of which came for Spurs. Exactly how many more games Harry Kane would have to play in order to catch Alan Shearer in the goalscoring charts is obviously unknown. However, if we were to work out at what rate Kane has scored in the PL up until this point, that would give us a fairly decent idea. So far, Kane has made 271 appearances in the English top flight, netting 177 times in the process. This works out at around 0.65 goals per game. So, assuming Harry Kane is able to score at a similar rate going forward, he would need 11 more games to catch 4th place Sergio Aguero, who scored 184 in the division. Next up is Andy Cole. Kane needs 10 goals to catch him, meaning the Tottenham man probably needs to play another 16 more in the PL to reach that total. The Premier League's second all-time top goalscorer is Wayne Rooney, who is 31 goals ahead of Kane right now. This means the England captain would need to play another 48 matches to equal Rooney. And finally, Alan Shearer has scored 83 more goals than Kane in the PL. So, if Kane keeps scoring at his current rate of around 0.65 goals a game, he would need to play somewhere around 129 more matches to catch Shearer. This leads us to another question. Will Harry Kane play another 129 games in the Premier League? Again, we cannot know the answer to this, but we can make an educated guess. The Tottenham man has had 8 full seasons as a regular starter for Spurs in the Premier League. Across those 8 outings, Kane made 257 appearances, which is an average of just over 32 matches a season. If Kane were to continue at that rate, he needs to play just over 4 more seasons in PL to reach 129 games. Looking back now, Kane has already scored a very impressive 177 Premier League goals. And 101 have worked out how many Kane has scored against each team. As shown below, Kane's favourite team to score against has been Leicester City, whilst he also loves a North London derby. At the other end of the scale, looking at teams that have remained in the PL throughout Kane's playing career, the forward has struggled most against Chelsea and Manchester City. During his time in the Premier League, Kane has netted a very impressive 8 Premier League hat-tricks. Only Aguero, 12, Shearer, 11, and Robbie Fowler, 9, have netted more. Kane's first Premier League hat-trick would come in a 4-3 win versus Leicester City on March 21, 2015. Kane has since scored hat-tricks against Bournemouth, West Brom, Stoke, Leicester for a second time, Hull, Burnley, and Southampton. Harry Kane's strongest foot is his right, so it is not surprising to see he has scored most of his goals with it. However, the forward has also scored a decent number with his left foot and head, as shown in the graphic below. Finally, 101 have also taken a look at who has assisted Harry Kane the most for his 177 league goals. And whilst he has obviously been set up by many players, the main 4 providers of Kane's PL goals can be seen below.